What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fireplace Friday. Let me turn on the light. Oh, there I am. Coming to you from my home today. Why am I at home today? Well, on Fridays, I try to work from home so I can work on some business stuff. And this morning, I had to get up and go help Brandy, my wife, who also works here at Fluesbrothers. She is speaking at a Duct Cleaners Network conference, and so she's their keynote speaker there. She's speaking all day, then I'll go hang out with them later, and then they are coming and they're having a workshop at our shop at the Fluesbrothers World Headquarters tomorrow, and they're going to clean all the ducts, and so that'll be kind of fun. Anyway, I wanted to discuss air duct cleaning. We don't do air duct cleaning at Fluesbrothers. We do dryer vent cleaning, but most air duct cleaning companies do dryer vents as well. So the dryer vent is a very important thing to have cleaned because obviously you use your dryer quite a bit. I'm getting ready to switch my clothes over to the dryer right now. But let's talk about it real quick. So let me show you this is our laundry room. This is where the dogs also eat. But that's our washer, that's our dryer. Now our dryer is gas. And so it's got a gas line back here, and it's also got a vent back here. And our dryer vents to the outside. Now Fluesbrothers does clean dryer vents. And we also do inspections and things of dryer vents. So if your dryer is taking too long to dry, or sorry, I can't even get out my own door. If your dryer is taking too long to dry, or this is hilarious, I can't even get out my own door. Well, let's go outside and go around. Anyways, I gotta fix my door. Anyway, if your dryer is taking too long to dry, or your clothes are taking too long to dry, your dryer vent might be a little clogged up. So I'm going to show you my outlet outside. It's good to know where all these parts of your house are, so you can take a look and go, hey, you know, I'm out mowing the grass or walking around. I should probably take a look into this vent and see how dirty it is, see if I need to have it cleaned. Excuse me. So let's go around here. We're going to go through here. Now my dryer vent on my house vents out the rear wall right here. Right there, and you can kind of see there's some lint and stuff here. So we're gonna get up here and check it, and we can see that it looks like it's a little dirty. See, we got some dryer lint here, and that stuff's flammable. Also, my little flapper here doesn't appear to be closing very well, so I'm gonna clean some of this stuff out, make sure it will close a little bit better there. But I probably need some maintenance on this, which, hey, I know a company that does that. We do it at Fluesbrothers. So I will have one of the technicians change that out and probably do a dryer vent cleaning on our own, because it's been about a year since we've cleaned our dryer vent here. So, and we do a lot of laundry between 4 people that live here. So now, the reason I go over the dryer vent is because, like I said, most air duct cleaning companies will also do dryer vents. The big thing with air ducts is if you notice your house is really dusty, or if you have allergies, things like that, it's good to have your air ducts cleaned. If you're not sure if you need your air ducts cleaned, not a bad idea to maybe take off a few registers and take a look and see if they're dirty or nasty or whatever. Well, they probably are. A lot of people, a lot of houses never have their ducts clean. I'm going to show you. This is what a register looks like, and you just unscrew it and take it off, and take a flashlight and look in there. But if you see dust and a lot of nasty stuff and everything, you could even have construction debris from when your home was first built, even if your house is as old as my house here. So it's not a bad idea to have your ducts cleaned, so you can get all that dust and everything out. Now, I read a few articles, and it was the myth of air duct cleaning, things of that nature. And, oh, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time, it doesn't improve this, it doesn't improve that. Well, I'm here to tell you, most of those studies, you don't know the quality of the person that cleaned the ducts, because they supposedly had several air duct cleaners out, which I don't understand. If you have several, if the first one does a good job, how are the other ones going to do a good job if they're already clean? So how do you compare? But there are a lot of not very knowledgeable people in different trades. There's a lot of people that aren't, just like the chimney sweeping industry, we sometimes have some people that need a little bit more education on their trade and what they're doing. We see it on Facebook all the time, people asking questions, and you think you should really take a class on this if you're going to be out performing these services rather than asking questions on Facebook and trying to get guidance through that stuff. But anyway, so around my house, I'm in my basement. You always need all your ducks in a row. Haha, that's Jerry Eisenhower making a comment there. I think Jerry actually used to do air duct cleaning when he had his service business. Now he does great coaching for everybody to help people along with this stuff. So here's some ducks right here. Again, there's all sorts of ducks and everything in our basement here. Now I'm going to go in here and show you my furnace. So this is something you can do, and you should be doing. You should be always coming down, taking a look at your furnace, make sure everything looks good. Of course, the furnace is something you should have serviced every year, maybe even twice a year, to have your air conditioning checked and your furnace checked. But here's basically, these ducts have been cleaned before we bought the house, and you can see that they've got these plugs. These are access ports coming down. Looks like they had hooked maybe their hose up here, and then they put a patch in there. But again, I read a lot of different reports and different things online saying, air duct cleaning isn't proper, you're wasting your money and everything. Yet the same report also said if you've had construction done or if your ducts are extremely dusty or whatever, maybe you should have them cleaned. It doesn't make any sense. You don't want a bunch of nasty, gross stuff in your ducts and then it's blowing air all over your house. Find a lot of dust. You got a lot of skin particles that just come off humans and everything. Pets, lots of pet hair, all that stuff, and it's blowing all over your house and getting nasty. You probably want to have your air ducts cleaned. So if you never have it done, it's just like when people say, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I tell them what I do for a living. They go, "Oh, how often should I have my chimney cleaned?" And I go, "Well, when's the last time you had it cleaned?" "I've never had it cleaned." I go, "Now. Now's the best time to have it cleaned and inspected and make sure it's in good shape." "Well, I don't really use my fireplace." "Well, what if we have an ice storm or, some emergency pops up, or you want to sell your home and, you go to sell your house and then you find out, lo and behold, you've got damage and problems in your fireplace." And a lot of fireplaces are very neglected. I talked to a house flipper home builder last night at dinner that was there for a little men's workout group thing. We have dinner once a month just to get together and everything, and he was making jokes on, it seems like every house I've ever had needs all this chimney work and needs reline and needs this and that. Well, most of the houses you're working on are probably 60, 70, 80 years old, and the chimney's never had anything done to it. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, it's disappointing that, this thing isn't just going to magically be there, and always work and always be in great shape. But what is on a house? Every house needs maintenance. If you're going to buy a house, you need to make sure that you can afford to maintain that home. So let's get back to the furnace. So this is our furnace. Now, as a homeowner, you're checking everything, making sure everything looks pretty good, making sure it's working. If we need to get some service people out here, let's get some service people out here. But this thing right here, I want to show right here. This is your filter. Now, somebody was nice enough when they installed this to put the airflow going that way. So when we look at this filter, let's make sure I put it in. Yep, airflow that way. That's good. And this filter right here comes out. Oh, look how nice and clean it is. Why? Because Jeremy changes his filter once a month. How do I remember to do that? I set an alarm on my phone. It's just, I got a few maintenance things that I do to my house every month to keep them going good. And then when the alarm goes off or I see it on my calendar, I go, hey, I need to do this weekend or whatever. So I changed this filter out probably a couple weeks ago, and it's still looking great. That's awesome. But when it goes back to, some of these articles that are myth people, oh, you don't have to have it clean. If you don't disturb the dust, then it'll be fine. It won't improve your air quality or anything. That's a crock. I'm in an industry, we do a lot of gas fireplaces, and the number one problem with gas fireplaces are when they don't work or when they're malfunctioning, they're dirty. You have to maintain things. If things get dirty, you have to maintain your siding outside. gets dirty over time. You wash it, not only does it look fantastic and new, but it also helps maintain, because you don't want all that nasty, moldy goo growing all over the place. And that can happen in your ducts too, if you got a lot of moisture issues in your home or whatever. That's why we also keep a dehumidifier over here in this back area back here. It's kind of like our storage room in our house. We also, you don't want to tighten everything up. We've actually got some passive ducts in here, so this machine, this furnace, can breathe. It gets extra makeup air. Sometimes I'll even crack my little window there during the winter time to get a little extra air in here. The house is only going to draw in what it needs, not too much, but I do help to ventilate things, help to keep the draft going and everything. Because during the winter, our houses are so tight because we don't want any cold air getting in, even though they need to breathe just like we need to breathe. So anyways, getting back to this. So you don't want to get a really expensive furnace filter, I found, because you want one that's pretty passive. These are just Home Depot brand. They seem to work pretty well for us. I used to buy some at Costco, and they seem to reduce my airflow a little bit because I think they're just so thick pushing through and everything. But anyways, make sure the airflow is going the right way. Make sure we got the right size. There's a size right here, 20 by 25 by 1 is what my furnace takes. And when I push it in there, it fits just right. It doesn't have a lot of air gap or anything around it. It all fits into place. So let's see here. Is there anything else? Let me see if I've got any questions. I don't have any questions for anybody or anything. So anyway, air duct cleaning, very important part, especially if you've had home renovations done or whatever. You get too much dust and nastiness in your duct work, and they'll come in. You want to hire a good, reputable company. Look at their online reviews. Make sure they've got certifications. I believe there is a certification and a association called NADCA. It's like the National Air Duct Cleaning Association or something like that. And they can help lead you to a good air duct cleaner. Also, check with friends and neighbors. Make sure, see if anybody has ever used anybody, had a good experience. And as always, the cheapest guy is usually not going to do the best job. Everybody's always hunting for that magical deal. And I found that here's one thing that's true. You have to charge a little bit more in order to be able to afford to do a good job for your customers. So you want someone that, is insured, someone that, drives a decent truck with good equipment, is able to maintain all that stuff. You don't want some fly-by-nighter you're going to find on Craigslist, or some random person you're going to find somewhere, or, oh, hey, my buddy does a little bit of everything. He can do that for you. If they bring in a shop vac for anything more than just maybe sucking some stuff out of the vents, if they're doing the entire job with a shop vac, it's probably not a professional air duct cleaner. There's two ways that I've seen that are best. They have one is called a duct truck, which those duct trucks are big, and they have these big vac bags that pop out the top. They're almost like semis. And they're pretty awesome. They put a lot of suction on the system so they can back pressure everything out, and that way no dust or anything gets in the home or anything, and it does a very good job of getting it all through. Because what they do is they put a big, I think it's like a 10-inch hose typically, on that return where we saw where that cut was made in my ductwork. And then they drill a bunch of little access holes, and they go to every vent, and they use an air compressor, a hose with an air compressor attached to it with different brushes and things, and they run them through your registers, and they run them through the main line and everything, get everything nice and blown back to where they can suck it through the hose back to their truck. Now, another way is a portable unit, which a portable unit is one that they can move to your backyard. It rolls out of a truck. Sometimes they even bring them and assemble them next to the furnace or wherever they're working and everything, and those do a good job as well. But you want to make sure they're using that professional equipment in order to do a good job at your home. You don't want someone just coming in and saying, hey, I'm running this hose up and down through this, and this is going to do a great job. Also, a good company will have access to a camera system, just like we use in chimneys, and they'll want to do a before and after, and they'll want to show you this is what they look like before, this is what they look like after. Here I did a little inspection, made sure that everything appeared to be attached properly, etc., etc. Now, they might not do repairs if they find ductwork not engineered properly or disconnected or whatever. Realize that. They're there for the cleaning portion and the inspection portion. And so they might not do repairs. So you might have to call a heating and cooling company, which not all heating and cooling companies do duct cleaning. And if they do, I'd be curious, because there's only so many different things you can do in a business and be extremely good at a lot of them. So you might make sure they have their own air duct cleaning crew, that's all they do all day is air duct cleaning, because you get stuff mixed in with a lot of different things, and it's real hard for someone to be extremely good at 15 different things. Let's see here. Debbie Franz Hardy says our ducts are perfectly clean since we have a whole new furnace. Oh, good. Well, hopefully they clean the duct work after you installed that furnace. That's a great idea to do all that at the same time. Because that way you can start fresh with a great system. But when they replace the furnace, it doesn't address the ducts, but if you had a duct cleaner in or the furnace installer had the right equipment and everything, I'm sure they did a great job, and hopefully you'll have a nice, clean, breathing space for your new furnace system, which that can be quite the investment. So. The other thing a lot of air duct cleaning companies will do is they'll sanitize your ducts. So they'll take a little spray and that vac will draw the spray through the duct system, so it kind of sanitizes them. Because I mean, this is like your main system. We're not going to go into outer space with dirty ducts in the spacecraft that we're taking, are we? No, we got to breathe this stuff daily. I also keep what is it called? It's an air filtration system in the bedroom. It's got a HEPA filter, and believe me, if people say, oh, my air quality is great in my house, that thing is disgusting after a month. I have to clean the filter in it and everything, just because you just have so much stuff, especially while you're sleeping. You're spending a lot of time in your bedroom sleeping, so that's why I have one of those HEPA filters in there, so as I'm sleeping, I'm getting some good air cleaning going on in that, and also you get a little white noise from the machine as well. So, but let me think here. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. It seems like everything is peachy, so have your air ducts cleaned. Use a good qualified company. I'm going to go hang out with some air duct cleaners this evening. Talk to them about business and talk to them about how they do things. It's always interesting to learn about other trades and to meet new people. They invited me to dinner, so I'm excited for that. And then I'll be down at the shop first thing in the morning so they can have their little workshop and eat some barbecue for lunch and have a good time. So it's fun hosting other companies and other trades. We want to network with these people, and that way it makes us all better, because iron sharpens iron in the trade industry. So have a great weekend. I think here in Kansas City it's supposed to be nice, and then next week's supposed to be pretty sunny. So I'm done with a little bit of rain for a little while. We had plenty of it this week. I'm good. So let's have a good week, and we'll see you next Friday for Fireplace Fridays. Bye.